We're going to get started with our panelists here that are very well informed about traveling and seeing the world through pickleball. So I'm just going to let them, we'll start down there, and introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about what you do, and pass it to the next person.
Hey, Rick.
All right? It's all you.
Hi, I'm Mike Sliwa. I run a podcast called the Senior Pickleball Report. I cover the senior game, amateur and pro level, and I'm working with a startup company called Pickleball International, and we are booking cruises, resorts, international travel.
Nice.
Good morning. My name is Vanessa Carrington from Santa Barbara, California, and I am the co-founder of 365 Dink, which is a multi-club membership that enables pickleball addicts, like we all are, to travel the country and internationally and be treated like a member at all of the clubs that are in our network.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Beeman. 5 years ago, I was in graduate school, and I got a master's degree in hotel administration. And I wrote my final paper on the implications of pickleball for the hospitality industry. That paper is available on our website on the front page, called superlativepickleball.net, if you'd like to download and read it. We own the world's largest free pickleball travel club. It is free and it will always be free. We provide group trips for all of our members and discounts on travel. We also provide a free pickleball travel magazine with discounts and information about pickleball travel all over the world. We love to bring group trips and do partnerships with all pickleball promoters through our website. I'm happy to be here, and I'm really excited about learning from my other panelists and talking with you guys about pickleball and travel.
My name is Rick Witsken, co-founder of the National Pickleball League. I have been to Australia to run camps. I'm on the clinician side. I'm also an ambassador like KaSandra for PickleCon, and we have a number of players from other countries in our National Pickleball League out of the 188 players and owners as well. So I'm excited to discuss and learn from the panelists and also answer any questions you guys might have.
Hello, thank you for being here. My name is KaSandra Gehrke, and I am a professional pickleball player. I got in when nobody else was good and won a bunch of stuff. And so that was perfect timing for me. And now I have a company called Empower Pickleball, and we do all women's inclusive pickleball camps and trips all over the country. So.
My name is Gary Zins. I own Pickleball Travel. And so it's a travel agency specializing in pickleball trips. So I book groups to places like Punta Cana, Cancun, the Bahamas. My business model is a little bit different than some of the other pickleball travel companies. Mine is just focused on established groups. So it might be your club or friends and family groups. I don't invite individuals to a certain date or destination, but I do have groups that choose their own place that they want to go to and dates. So my website is pickleballtravel.com.
Excellent. Very informative. You guys are the best. Well, that'll do it for us. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, Mikey, we'll start with you. Can we throw that mic down to Mikey? And we're going to start with the senior program here. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So I have a website, YouTube channel, podcast called the Senior Pickleball Report, and I'm a senior myself, so 50 plus, and I started it in 2022 really with the idea of promoting the senior game because I'm involved in the senior game, and I thought, well, nobody's really doing this, and the senior game is really the bedrock of pickleball. It's sort of the foundation, and as soon as I got into it, Rick Witsken, I literally had a channel for about maybe 2 months, and he contacted me, and we talked, and I interviewed him, and it really started to roll from that. So I owe a great deal to Rick and the National Pickleball League because a lot of my content is based off that. And so when I started to get involved with travel, I started to reach out to people like Rick and some others who have done this. They've already broken the ground, and they've been out there, and they've been traveling, they've been doing clinics, and they've been creating experiences for people. And so that's kind of where I'm at the moment. We're a startup. We're getting going really in 2025, and we're trying to figure out like what do people want. And we'd like to kind of customize because there's different things and different needs for particular groups. If you're a group that really doesn't care to have instruction or anything else and you just want to play on a ship, well, we can do that. And so one of the things we're starting off with and we're going to try, don't know if it's going to work, is we're going to try and run a tournament on a cruise ship. And these are indoor courts. So we don't have sandbags holding them down or anything like that. You're on the 14th deck. You're surrounded by a sports bar. So we're trying different things, see what people want, and see what sticks, so to speak.
That sounds fabulous. How many people are in the group? I mean, what's the least amount and the most amount you can have?
Yeah, so it's not real big. The ship it has 3 courts. We're also going to do resorts and things like that, but if we're talking cruises, it's 3 courts. We need really a minimum of 16 people, and we want no more than really 24. So that's kind of the starting base. And again, it's a cruise. The pickleball part, and I hate to use this word, is really sort of the gimmick to get people on the boat, to get people that have something in common, that can travel together and have some common language, so to speak, and interests. Because you're playing pickleball in the morning, and if we play a tournament, you're playing a couple hours, but then you're on a cruise.
Right.
And you want to do other things. And we want to find out what those other things are. What do people really want to do that have these common interests and links?
So are you the tour director? Do you go on the cruise with these people and kind of keep them under control?
I will probably be on some of the cruises. Really what I'm doing right now is locating potential partnerships and sponsorships. So if there's happy hour and National Pickleball League wants to be the partner and sponsor the happy hour and have their placards and their banners and their promotions for the happy hour, that's my job, is to go out and find those particular partnerships, because I work with a lot of retailers, paddle reviews, apparel, ball manufacturers, and so I have a lot of contacts, and I want to help folks too, because a lot of these folks, as you know, we're all in kind of the beginning stages of this, and a lot of us are in the startup mode, and so I don't necessarily. It's nice to get big umbrella sponsorships, but it's also nice to get some people some coverage, to be seen. A paddle company that maybe isn't Yola, but they're starting up, and they have the ability to sponsor a happy hour and get their name out there, next to something like Royal Caribbean, a bigger partnership. So.
And those are the type of ships you're thinking of?
Correct. So we work with Royal Caribbean
out in the river or something.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good. Sounds fun. Is that something that you guys think you would be interested in? Anybody? Does that sound? Yes.
Yeah. So it's Pickleball International. PickleBallINTL.org. So check it out. I'm a couple booths down. So.
All right, sounds great. Vanessa, tell us a little bit more about 365 Dink.
Before I do that, I just want to say, if you combine it with a Golden Girls tour and ABBA,
easy there.
I know.
That's right. What about have you guys heard about? This is totally off track. I mean, we probably will be asked to leave. But have you heard about the nudist colony pickleball things?
Yeah.
Has anybody heard about that? It's a real thing. It's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We're going to hear more from you about that naked deal, KaSandra, in just a moment.
Yeah, we'll get back to you. Meanwhile, sorry about that. Golden Girls, it made me think of a nudist colony. I don't know why.
So 365 Dink started. My business partner and I have been excellent friends for 20 years. Our background is real estate. We love to travel. We love to snow ski, and we are also recently addicted to pickleball. So we came together to figure out what can we do to apply all of our backgrounds and have our pickleball play be a tax write-off from the IRS. So we developed 365 Dink and combined the concept of, are any of you familiar with the Epic Ski Pass? Right. So, or Class Pass, Resort Pass, anything like that, where you buy one pass in one place and then you get to use that pass wherever they have resorts. So we applied the exact same concept to pickleball. We as a company were twofold. We're like Airbnb in a way, in that we are compiling a list of clubs. We have our network of clubs and we have our group of members. And so we have spoken to hundreds of clubs and gotten them on our network, and they have agreed to open their doors to our members at 365 Dink, so that when our members come to these clubs, they get treated like members. So when you're traveling, and I don't know about you, but wherever I go, I have my pickleball paddle in my bag. It doesn't matter where I am. I actually was just 3 weeks in Asia hoping to find courts. Unfortunately, I did not find any, but I was ready to go. I was ready to play given the opportunity. So really, we're trying to make it easy to find courts, but we're also wanting you to find quality courts that you don't have to wait in line. You get treated like a member. There's a luxury element to it. If you're traveling in a place that's hot, cold, wet, snowy, these are indoor courts. They have amenities. Some of them have gyms. They have spa facilities. And you get in and you are treated like a member. So that's what we do. So if you have a club, come talk to us. If you travel, come talk to us. We're just that way.
How receptive are the members of those clubs to, newbies coming in on the daily?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have thought through this process to try and make it a win-win for absolutely everybody who is involved in 365 Dink. And so what we've done is any club that comes onto our network, all of their members have discounted membership to our network. So when they travel, they get to use all of the clubs in our network. And we also incentivize our clubs to promote our membership to their members so that they can pay for things that they may want to add as an amenity.
What about player level? If let's say you're a 2-5 and you go into this place and everyone's four or five players and you're strolling in there and you're Skechers and you don't really have a clue, how do they handle that?
That's an excellent question, and I'm really glad you brought that up.
Thank you very much.
So the other element that we devised was the welcome court. And we were all familiar with the challenge court, right, where you want to knock the kings and queens off the court. So we took it to the other end of the spectrum and created the welcome court. And that is like, if you think of an airport or a train station with the I, the international symbol for information, the welcome court is exactly that at all of our clubs. It is the icon that traveling pickleball players will recognize, that if they are new to the sport or new to the club, they know that they need to find that icon and that the ambassador of that club will approach them and say, we serve from this side at this club, or here are a few pointers of the game to get you started so that everybody feels welcome. Because I think it's in all of our best interests to make sure that this sport continues to grow at the speed that it's growing.
For sure.
And in order to ensure that, we need to have growth, right? We need to have new players coming. So we really wanted to make, and I also think what's special about pickleball is that we are a very welcoming group, right, as far as sports go. So let's keep that going. Let's encourage people to continue in that. So that's how we address that
Fantastic.
issue.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Wow, Vanessa, that was a delight. All right, Dan, what do you got?
Everybody settle in.
Don't get crazy now.
Oh, boy. Well, it's good to be back in the United States. I've been traveling for the past 4 months. 4 months. I've been on the road, going out and visiting resorts to try to certify them. The conclusion of my paper that I wrote in graduate school is that pickleball players deserve better. We deserve more than tennis courts and taped lines. When we travel, we deserve to have dedicated courts with quality programs. That means to have water available, to have seats and shade, and a legitimate scoring system and legitimate lines and nets. So we have a certification program whereby we certify resorts that meet certain minimum standards. And we tell the resorts, we're happy to bring you our group trips as soon as you get certified, as soon as you increase the quality of your experience. So for the past 4 months, I've been out meeting with resorts and helping them to upgrade their standards. That's one side of our business. The other side is our world's largest pickleball travel club. As I said, it's free to join, and it will always be free to join. And what we do is we do group trips, and we take our members and bring them to the resorts that meet our certain minimum certifications. So I've been on the road working with resorts, trying to get them to increase their standards so that we can bring them group trips. And we do those through clubs. There are over 2,000 pickleball clubs in the United States alone, and we encourage clubs to get their members together and come on group trips to our certified resorts. We promote all of that via Pickleball Travel magazine. Each magazine features a specific certified resort, a group trip, a player, and a club. We will promote anybody and everybody. So everybody on this panel, Vanessa, I love what you're doing. We'd love to profile you. Mike as well. We'd love to profile what you're doing. Our target market is 50 to 70-year-old senior pickleball players that are recreational. 99% of the players that play pickleball are recreational players at their core. So we're all about having fun, traveling together with friends, and going on vacations that are memorable while getting an exclusive discount by booking through us.
Excellent, Dan. Well done. So you said it's directed mainly to 50 and over, but anybody. Is that what you're saying? Younger people are...
Yes. So if there's a club trip that wants to do it their club, and they've got people under 50, we don't want them, but we'll take them.
Yeah. I get it.
But the conclusions of my paper were that resorts, if you look at resorts, their target market mostly are active adult Americans with free time and disposable income. Think about the demographics of pickleball players. Mostly they're active Americans with free time and disposable income. So that aligns perfectly. So my background is really in partnership development and working in the hospitality industry. My focus was to help those resorts be able to target this market and bring new clients to their resorts. But my mandate is they got to meet the minimum standards. They were so spoiled by companies like Ben John's, Pickleball Trips, Pickleball Getaways, that said, we'll bring our own nets, we'll bring our own lines, we'll come and do it for you. And the resorts got the benefit of all the new business without adding any value to their infrastructure. We're inverting that and saying, if you want to access our club members, you need to increase the standards of the quality of the experience that you're providing for your guests at your resort.
There you go.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Rick, welcome to the platform.
Oh, it's my pleasure. What
We're happy to have you.
Awesome group of panelists we have here. I appreciate Mike Sliwa and the shout out. There's clearly so much business to go around in regards to international travel and the combination of pickleball. And I appreciate the different niches that we fill for women, for seniors. And, I'm on a little different spectrum in that I am the guy going and teaching and running the camps. I came from Oregon 5 days ago, Aspen 2 days ago, done a boatload of camps. I love it. And the reality is I'm going to Cabo in October. Excited for that. When I went to Australia, it was literally to go see my nephew play in the Australian Open. And of course, if I'm going to go out of the country, I want to have a pickleball experience as well as a tennis experience. So I was able to connect fairly easily with the pickleball community in Australia, there in Sydney, and then Melbourne as well. So I just want you all to know that it's not as difficult as it might seem, and I'm glad that there's all these conduits to get groups to these destinations with the right courts and the right lines. For me, like, as much as I love running the National Pickleball League and being a pro player, I really love mastering being a clinician and working a group to fulfill their needs. And whereas Dan and I spoke before this panel, he said, his group really focuses on the enjoyment aspect of it. There's some, and KaSandra, you know this, there's sometimes I get with a group of 32 people when I run a Nike camp, and I've got total beginners, and I have 4Os, and everywhere in between.
Right.
And that's not the easiest thing to contend with.
Right,
and then when you talk about an international exploration, well, I do speak Spanish, but there's a lot of language I don't know, and usually I'll just kind of BS my way through an answer if I have a question. But if I don't understand the question, how can I BS my way through the answer?
That's tough.
So that's complicated.
He still does it, though.
But my hope, is aid, inspire a connectivity amongst all these offering of groups. I can tell you that I was going to do international trip with Romy Maxey, the owner of the Houston Hammers in the National Pickball League. And we literally were completely going to get screwed over. We were asked to put money down, and I don't want this to happen to anybody that even encourages a clinician to go money down. And they wanted us to book the 20 hotel rooms, and to the tune of literally we had to get an attorney to send a letter saying there's no way we're paying $60,000 for the rooms. You didn't even get one person, so you're expecting us to get all of the people in your hotel rooms, like you said, Dan. Like, you want to do it the right way. And I'm telling you, don't let your people fall into the trap of signing a contract where they're in some random country, you don't know what the legality is,
right.
And now do I need to really send a $40,000 check for these hotel rooms we're not using? That was a really uncomfortable situation.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
I learned that lesson, and I don't want that to happen to anybody. So
Right.
making sure you're in the proper domain with the entity that you use
Right.
to book these trips is super important. The legality is huge. But I love running camps. I think I can see myself doing that. And I've got a nephew. I'm very fortunate to have a guy that's number 14 in the world in professional tennis named Ben Shelton. And so
nice.
Thank you. And literally, like, in my vision is not just doing the camp in Australia, but doing it at Wimbledon right around when he's playing, and then the French Open, and as it continues to grow. And certainly we know.
How do people get connected with you to get involved with your camps?
Well, so literally just Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Following me or adding me as a friend is the way it's navigating now. I mean, running the National Pickball League is a full-time job.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I'm a pickleball coach, and I'm a tennis coach, but as I
You need a
navigate,
vacation. Know anyone that could take you on a cruise or something?
I mean, if there's a price, we can talk about it.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
Yeah, but no, I appreciate that. Just reach out to Rick Witsken or
Right.
in National Pickball League, and you can find me there.
Sounds great. Thank you very much. KaSandra, you are in the hot seat, and I'm going to let Missy take over for you.
Oh, geez.
Oh my. Let's start off by asking, so on your trips, do you have any love connections, like people that meet on their cruises? I mean, you got a big group of people playing pickleball, everybody. Any of those happen?
So, sorry, I can't sit. I've been sitting. I'm a mover, and this is painful to sit down, so I'm just going to stand up. And so, love connections, yeah, I mean, bartenders, all the things. We have women's trips, so, whatever you're into on there. And if you find your love connection while you're there, we support all of it. So, ours might not be as many love connections, but you never know.
You don't know. And I was going to ask one more. On the older women, do you have any PMS tours, kind of like a hot flash kind of vibe going?
Hey, I'm open to any and all opportunities. I don't turn anything down. So that's something that maybe we can have a sidebar convo, and if that sounds like it would be a good time, I'm not sure it would be.
That sounds fantastic.
You can
a little
give me
cool
reasons
breeze,
that maybe
cool
I'm not
sheets,
thinking about.
vibe?
Right.
Yeah.
Get him to cool off a little bit.
All right.
Give me the mic, Missy. So, KaSandra, you have empowered women. What do you call that exactly?
So my company is called Empower Pickleball, and we have 2-day camps that we do across the country that are like little 2 one-off day camps. They're 6 hours each, obviously all women. And we do that at clubs all over the country. And then we also have retreats, which are 7-day vacation type stuff in places like Punta Cana, Cancun, Turks and Caicos. And that's more of a trip experience. So
And
those
it's all women, right?
It's all women,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So I started the company because I saw value in having a women's only space. I think pickleball is a little bit different, as we all know, and it's why we love it, because I have so many people that I meet that are 60 years old, and they're like, this is the first time I've ever been good at a sport. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, girl, let's go, right? And so to have this quote-unquote second act or second life that people are able to be a part of, it's the coolest thing that you can ever see. The second piece of that is I'm an athlete. So, when I've grown up, I've been an athlete my whole life, so I'm always playing with the guys and always trying to, take them out and beat them up or whatnot. But so if I'm on court with a guy, and they're bringing it at me, I'm like, all right, bring it. Like, I'm ready, right? If you're a non-athlete and you're just getting into that, it's super intimidating if you have this one smacking a ball as hard as he can, because it's frightening at you. And so this space has been a kind of safer place where people can come, learn, maybe not feel intimidated by some of that stuff that's happening. And so it's been a really great experience. With our trips, I don't just want it to be pickleball. I want it to be like a full interactive experience. And so it's not like you do the pickleball, we do the coaching at the beginning, and then we're like, all right, see ya tomorrow morning. We will be interactive throughout the whole trip. So we have, clinics in the morning that are actually on court. And then in the afternoon, we do like a seminar session where you're actually like inside the building talking about strategy. Then we have like open play where people can connect. And then I usually run some type of activity at night, whether it's like bingo or trivia or things like that. We have theme nights throughout the week, white night, blackout night, or neon night. And just making it fun, like a fun, inclusive, empowering family vibe. And I've had such a blast. I didn't realize when I started this company how much it would affect me, but I've watched my confidence in the last year skyrocket, along with as I'm empowering people. It actually they turned around and empowered the shit out of me, and it's been awesome. And
it's a win-win.
It's a win-win that I didn't even expect when I was creating the vision.
Tell us some places that you've taken your trips.
Sure. So we've been on 2 trips to Turks and Caicos, which is my favorite place if you were ever thinking about going. The water looks exactly like the pictures, which doesn't always happen. And then we are going to Punta Cana, Cancun, and Ixtapa.
And what are your group sizes?
So the group sizes are 80 women, which I know seems wild, right?
80 women.
80 women, right? Yikes, right? Yikes. There's been no cat fights yet, so I don't know how that hasn't happened, but we've all survived.
Maybe, I have an idea. Maybe Steve could get 80 men to go at the same time at the same resort, maybe down the way. And
oh, no thanks. Actually, I'm kidding.
Sorry, Steve. I was trying to work it for you.
Sorry. Yeah, no.
Sorry.
No, it's so we split it up. We have like 2 groups of 40, and then I bring coaches. I have 5 of them that stay stationary. So you've got the 8-to-1 ratio on the 10 courts, and then I'm the lead, obviously, and then I have like an assistant where we actually roam on the court. So it's more of a 6-to-1 ratio. So it's not as wild as it seems. We don't have all 80 on court at the same time.
And you usually do an all-inclusive. So once you pay your fee, pretty much everything is included, correct?
Yeah. So all the food and drinks, which is nice because you don't have to mess around with any of that or
that sounds
think about
fabulous.
it. So,
and to find you, Instagram, Facebook. I think you have a booth over here also.
Yeah, I have a booth in the corner here, Empower Pickleball, and KaSandra Marie Pickleball is what I've been known for to go. That's my website, Instagram, Facebook, all the goodies.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next up.
Okay, that's a hard act to follow, but I appreciate KaSandra for loosening me up a little bit because, she's so full of energy. I had talked with her last year, I believe, and she's such a good ambassador for the sport. I knew that was you as soon as I came in because you're there, that's really cool. So my business, in 2001, I started a travel agency, a regular old travel agency with cruises and what they call FIT trips, which would be just customized trips domestically and internationally and so forth. And then I started playing pickleball because I'm a former college tennis player who had spine surgery, and tennis doesn't work out so good for me anymore, but pickleball works great because I got a bunch of hardware in my neck, but now I don't really have to do a lot of overheads. So pickleball worked about perfect. So I started playing pickleball. And then in 2002, I said, how would it be if I turned my whole travel agency into pickleball? So I did that, and it grew, and the word kind of got out. And so groups, I started marketing to groups, and they contacted me. And since then, I've been to probably at least 15 to 20 all-inclusive resorts. I've been on that have pickleball. I've been on 4 ocean cruises that have pickleball. I've been on the river cruise that has pickleball on the Danube. My mom and I, the lovely lady in pink over there who's filming me, we've been to In the past probably 6 months, we've been to Iceland and Ireland and Cancun and Playa del Carmen for pickleball, looking at, trying to develop those pickleball destinations. Kansas City, Iceland, it's about the same. Iceland's going to be a really cool destination once we, kind of work on developing that. But generally, my business is booking groups to places like Punta Cana and Cancun and Mexico and Jamaica's got a ton of pickleball places there. So those type of resorts, I book groups, and there's the groups that reach out to me. I also have been having association with coaches. Mark Price is a popular, great coach that has such good feedback of the groups that go. And so he did a group last year to Ocho Rios, and they had just an amazing time. And so this time also, I got associated with him with another group that's going to the same resort in November 16th to the 23rd. So that's with an established group that needs a couple more rooms. That's still available for that too. But generally with clubs, that's what I work on. A lot of the same things that the people here have been talking about. Clubs and groups, I focus on those, and then wherever they want to go, whenever they want to go, I book them. The reason they book with me is because it doesn't cost anything. My services are free. The payments go directly to the resort. They have the knowledge that I have of all those destinations I mentioned, how the courts are. I know the people. In the past couple of months, I played with a tennis pro in the Bahamas sandals and the Ocho Rios sandals. I'm a PPR coach, actually certified by Sarah Ansboury, who I'm apparently taking her place. So, so yeah, I've got customized destinations all over Europe, but mainly the Caribbean and Mexico is where I book my groups.
You guys have made it super easy to book a group of people going anywhere. You don't even have to know where to go. Just ask you guys. Does anyone have a question? Sir.
No, here.
Come up here, sir.
Don't give him the mic.
Yes, we're giving it to him.
We warned you.
They did warn you. So why aren't we discussing travel within the United States? So exactly. Well, what you're doing though is you're not organizing it. You're allowing for them as they travel to find what they're looking for. What I'm talking about is, I'll take myself. I hate flying. I hate traveling. I won't go international. I'll go anywhere in the U.S. So why aren't we seeing more on the U.S. side? Is it the lack of facilities or what's going on? Because I've seen Rick do camps in Naples that were packed.
I think it's definitely coming. I know that we are developing with one of our clubs in Santa Barbara to do a destination to Santa Barbara. That's a great place to visit. That's Dynamite Pickle, by the way. That's one of our first clubs, and they're here also, and they'll do a trip. I don't know if traveling... I think we also need to define travel, right? Because a lot of people think travel is getting on a plane and going internationally, whereas travel can be a weekend away, driving an hour and a half. So I do think that you might be touching on something there that's important for us as a panel to consider and focus in the U.S. Right.
Repeat that, sir.
40% of the visitors in Florida who come to Naples already live in Florida. So they're not exactly that. People want to go where they can drive an hour or two or three, and they don't want to get on an airplane. And I see that as a massive opportunity, and it's so much easier to get them organized. And once you get them organized for that one, then you take them to the next level.
Makes sense.
The first club we certified is Palm Desert Resort Country Club. That's in Palm Desert, California. We certified them and advocate travel there. We also certified the Club Med that was in Sandpiper, Florida, and they since have changed ownerships, and Wyndham now purchased them. They're closed down for a renovation. But we, as I said, we're a free travel club, and we promote travel by any promoter to any destination without any qualification. If people want to go somewhere, we want to promote it. So we want to promote promoters and destinations wherever people want to go and travel.
You know, being from Indiana, I can tell you that after a long winter, people want to go somewhere, and they want to go somewhere really special. And I know it sounds crazy, but there's a mental health element to that. If you're in February and you've been in Indiana from November to February, they want to get out. And sure, there's sunshine in Florida, but it may not be that warm in Florida at that time. I'm a huge proponent, and I just told you I was in Oregon and Colorado in the last 6 days running camps. So very much I'm all about America, but selfishly, I like going to places I've never been before. I'd never been to Aspen. I was happy. And luckily, there's enough business that I get to choose where I take my groups. And that being said, I very much like to explore a new place with the campers. Because as KaSandra said, you're not playing pickleball for 8 hours. I mean, you play and you have your designated hours, and then to explore that together is kind of a neat thing to do with your campers as well. So I've been in Ocho Rios as a tennis pro, and I've been in the Swept Away in Negril, Jamaica. I did that for 8 years, and it was phenomenal. Love that. So for me, this is not an America versus the international. It's fully everything.
Hey,
And
Rick,
I
for your knowledge, or any of you panelists, are there any all-inclusive resorts within the United States?
So that was actually where I was going to go with that. I'm not 100% sure. I've been only doing this for about a year and a half, so we found a club that was international that has been working well with us, but I don't know of all of those because that's the common reason why I would not do that. At this point, all-inclusive is a lot easier to deal with.
Right.
Just for me personally, you don't have to set up the food, you don't have to set up the drinks, and so if there are places in the U.S. that, have that, like, and they come my way, like I have no problem doing that. For the camps themselves, they are the little mini vacations. So they're the 2 days. They're in Arizona, they're in Texas, they're in Florida, they're in Wisconsin, they're in Indiana. But yeah, I think when I think retreat vacation, I don't necessarily think international, but it's hard right now because I don't know of many.
Yeah, I don't either.
Doesn't mean that they're not there. I just don't know of them, and they pop up all the time. For us as well, there has to be a number of courts that we have, right? When I'm looking for these types of vacations, like for ours, we want to make sure that they have 8 to 10 pickleball courts. Otherwise, you are dealing with tennis courts where you do have to ship down the net and the tape and all that, which can be difficult.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
I think as things start to grow and those opportunities come up and we become aware of the different destinations, I think, I don't know, I can't speak for everybody, but I have no problem where we go.
Okay, for sure.
But
for
that's
sure.
kind of,
Right. Well, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions out there? Anybody? If not, we're going to wrap this up so we stay on time and don't get in trouble. What? Somebody have one? Oh, what do you got, sir?
Here, Missy. Oh. Come on up here, sir.
I'm a kind of former, but still like to do a little scuba and snorkeling. And I was just wondering if you guys know of the prime place in Caribbean travel that has nice pickleball facilities and includes some of that sport also, mainly snorkeling, just in some nice shallow water. Have any of you been to a resort like that?
Yeah, I can answer that. I've been to several all-inclusive resorts in the Caribbean that, particularly Sandals. So Sandals has most of their water sports complimentary with the all-inclusive amenities that they offer. In addition, they have scuba also available for people that are already certified. So if you go to a Sandals resort and you're already certified, you can go scuba diving for free. Snorkeling is also free at Sandals and some of the other resorts. So, you're talking about Sandals South Coast, Sandals Ochi, Montego Bay. These are places I've been to recently, the Bahamas. It's a matter of searching these resorts to see if they have, a lot of them have their non-motorized water sports free, and also, like I say, the scuba diving if you're certified. So, it's a search. Like say pickleballtravel.com, my company. It has those type of resorts on there too. So.
Excellent. Any other questions from anyone?
Hi. I'm a former scuba instructor, so I'm with you. So you can find scuba diving at most all-inclusive or snorkeling at most all-inclusive resorts. We've got a list on our website of all the resorts that are certified, and you'll find that, and I'm happy to give you more information afterwards.
Dan, we're going to start with you. If you want to hand the mic back to Dan, we're going to ask Dan, sir, what pisses you off? Anything?
Attitude, arrogance, ego. What I love about pickleball is that it's inclusive. I've got vitiligo. I'm good with it. It's a skin disease that I lose my pigmentation. What I found with pickleball is I can go anywhere, anytime, to any club, any court, any place, say, hi, I'm Dan, I want to join in. And it feels so good to have a sport where people are welcoming, that everyone acts as an ambassador. That's why I love pickleball so much. It's, again, going to Rick's point, there's a pandemic of loneliness in the United States, and pickleball is an inclusive sport that really welcomes everybody. So what I can't stand is the ego and the people that are trying to take advantage of the sport.
There's always a couple of them, isn't there? Always.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, Dan? Okay. How about Vanessa? Let's go, Vanessa. Vanessa looks so sweet. Anything piss Vanessa off?
Well, first of all, let me preface this that I'm a New Yorker and I had a German mother. So there are most things that piss me off. But after years of therapy, I will narrow it down to this.
Okay.
And I will also say I love my husband very much for what I'm about to say, and I hope he forgives me. But, and I am not in menopause yet, but I know there are times when he is in the kitchen and he takes down that bag of potato chips and opens it up and just starts crunching and his eyes roll back in his head. It's like he's making love to the bag of chips.
Oh, my.
And I'm sitting there watching him, and I want to wring his fucking neck.
Oh, ouch.
Wring it. But then
Vanessa.
I know it's me, not him, and I love him very much.
It's
and
him.
I
It's
take
him.
a deep breath and I move on.
All right. That's excellent. Is your husband here? Okay, great. Okay.
I'm
How
more of
about
a
you?
pretzel guy. For me on the court, some people don't have the recognition of who's on the court with them. So my mother is 78. She's been playing a few years. She has lost vision in her right eye. And so she's learning the game, and we'll step on the court sometimes, and I can tell people just have, you can figure things out pretty quick. And they start targeting her in a rec game. And I'm like, just kind of the realization of like who you're with and who you're playing with.
Yes.
I think is something that once in a while I have to speak up to people, and like know who's on the court with you. So
Yeah, settle down on Mom, okay? Let's go to Rick. He looks like a nice
How
man.
much time do we have?
Oh, gosh. 6 minutes, sir.
I mean, really, since we're talking about camp, clinics, I'll go there because literally this happened 3 days ago in Aspen. I've got 16 players running a camp, and this 75-year-old named Mimi had just done a drill or two. And I said, okay, for this next drill, you're going to go ahead and partner up with somebody you'd like to partner with. If you don't have a partner, I'll match you up. And, of course, there were only two players that didn't get matched up. Okay, Mimi, you're playing with Laurel. And Laurel's right there, and Mimi's here, 75-year-old Mimi. I'm not playing with her. I'm not doing this drill with her. She's not on my level. She's right there.
Wow, Mimi.
Like, that kind of pisses me off as a coach. You can't.
That's rude as hell.
That's very rude. So you can't really react in those situations. And luckily, I'm 53, and this is not the first time I've seen somebody be rude to each other.
Yeah.
But leave that to tennis. Like pickleball,
Yeah.
we're too good for that. And just
Good one.
one little thing extra is, please, people, don't bitch about the ball you're using when you were fine with it when the game started, and then you're down 7-0, and we're not using this ball. Like, I cannot stand when I see rec players doing that.
That pisses him off.
Yeah.
All right, good ones.
All right, Cassandra.
Okay.
I have to go with the mom one because my mom plays pickleball, and when I go home back to Wisconsin, I will ask her which one of them did what to you, and I will go on court and throat bomb every one of them. And so I cannot stand when someone messes with my mom or any type of family member. You will see this sweet little, like, I'm not sweet, I'm sour underneath, but you will see this go from 0 to 100 in 1 second. Since my other little angel is here with the bag of Doritos in his hand, or hand in
Don't
the
get
bag
that
of
near
Doritos.
Vanessa.
So I knew what you were talking about there. One thing that also pisses me off is when he steps on my right toe coming from this side of the court to grab a ball that he then dumps into the net.
Oh,
If I
ouch.
wanted you to do that, I could have done it myself.
Amen.
So that pisses me off.
Yeah, true. Last but not least, what do you got?
The biggest thing for me is I cannot stand the people that are so happy at 6 o'clock in the morning and they want to play at 6 or 7 in the morning and they're really happy about it. They're like, why don't you want to play at 7 in the morning? No. I'll play at 10 o'clock at night. You want to play at midnight? That's fine. But if I have to get up early enough to play at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll do it. I won't be happy about it. And it really pisses me off when people are.
That pisses me off too. Happiness in the morning. Quit, people.
One more thing. Anybody out here in the audience have anything that pisses? Sir, back there in the orange crush shirt. What do you got? Oh, I hate that. Put a My Paddle band. Look at that. He plugged himself out there in the crowd. Thank you guys so much. You have been a delight, a great audience. Give yourself a round of applause. And
I just have
fun
one
at
more
PickleCon.
thing.
Oh, one more thing. Give her the hook.
These ladies have a podcast if you do not know about it. So just plug that a little bit. Obviously, they're entertaining, so why wouldn't their podcast? So can you share
you,
where we can
KaSandra.
find your podcast?
Pissed and Pickled. We're on YouTube. We're on all the social media platforms. Check us out. We have celebrity guests, lots of fun people, pro players. We're gonna have Rick. We're gonna have all these, and Vanessa. I think we need to get her on there too. She's very spicy. So thank you guys so much for listening. Enjoy your day. Bye.